Thanks, Whitten. My name is Rod Stashik. I began my education career in 1990, working for the Northern Lights School Division at Descharmes Elementary School in La Loche. After 5 years, the last 3 as vice principal, my wife and I decided to return to the area we considered as home. And I was fortunate enough to be offered the opportunity to work with Sturgis School Division as the principal at Endeavour School. In 1997, I moved within the division to Kenora Junior Elementary School and have been the principal there ever since. The first 10 years back home saw a great deal of amalgamations. We went from Sturgis School Division to Kenora School Division to Timberline School Division to Crystal Lake School Division to Eastland Lake School Division to Good Spirit School Division. As you can see, I've done very little moving around during my career, yet I've taught in many school divisions. In order for a school to be truly successful, it's critical to have a school community that feels they are heard at the board level. And it's critical to have a central office staff that knows the school and the staff and students in it. Every time we amalgamated and got bigger, less and less local representation on the Board of Education was evident. Every time we amalgamated, central office got further away. Will the next round of amalgamations be that breaking point where we're too far removed from both critical needs for school success? At this point, central office is close enough that face-to-face admin meetings are still a possibility. We can still phone someone in Yorkton that isn't just a name, but we're able to put a face to that name. The director can come into our school and know the names of the staff, and our superintendent knows a large number of our students by name. The students sure know our superintendent's name. Our elected board member knows all of our staff and is very visible in our town. The community that it takes to raise a child is still there, right from the top. Today, Kenora Junior Elementary School is a pre-K to 4 school with 214 students. It was originally built for roughly 150 students, and as enrollments were going up quickly in 2011 and 2012, the room in our building was at a premium. Our school was way over capacity, and everyone was crammed. 2 teachers taught 40 grade 4 students out of 1 class, and outside agencies had no office space to meet with students, parents, or staff. Hallways were used as learning areas. We were lucky to have a great deal of local knowledge about the need for room in our building, as people at central office and at the board level stayed informed as to how we were doing with the little space. They also knew the community was growing, and that by simply moving a portable over from another school would not be enough to meet the needs in the very near future. Our elected board members were able to work with central office and local government, and in 2013, we had a grand opening to welcome 3 beautiful classrooms that were constructed on site as additions to our school. One of those classrooms was divided up into 5 different offices. What a huge difference this made for the education of students at Kenora Junior Elementary School. Our board member currently attends all of our school community council meetings and is actively involved with helping our school be a better place. Our SEC recently took on the project of tying all of our our learning improvement goal plans together, literacy, nutrition, and student well-being, by developing a garden right on our playground. The timeline was tight, but with central office support and our elected board member physically bringing in his little track hoe so we didn't have to use shovels in such a small area, a huge amount of dirt filled the planters in a short time, and by June 2015, every student was able to get their hands dirty and plant items that were harvested this fall for a borscht and pierogi supper that will be served at the school in March. A kitchen was also recently added to our school, another project that came about by those close to our school having a local perspective and seeing the need for a breakfast and snack program, as well as an after-school cooking club. Our SEC recently took a huge project on involving 4 sections of new swings, 4 swings per section, picnic tables, a large play structure with all the fun stuff, tire swings, and a buddy bench. Our Board of Education was able to supply an interest-free loan payable over the next 5 years to our SEC, making this a $130,000 project possible. Our students are currently enjoying this new equipment, even though they're still approximately $30,000 owing. Our superintendent and our elected board member get involved with as many special functions as possible. Sometimes this means putting on an apron and greeting parents and students and staff as they cook at a Grandparents' Day literacy luncheon or a St. Patrick's Day pancake breakfast. I've even known them to participate on a dunk tank at our play day with their suits on, to the delight of everyone. I might go a minute over. They have built genuine relationships with the school community. Our most recent Tell Them For Me data indicates that 96% of grade 4s are interested and motivated. 89% felt a high sense of belonging. 86% have positive relationships. And 100% believe that education will benefit them personally and economically and will have a strong bearing on their future. There's something currently working with the parent, student, teacher, elected board member, and visible central office dynamic. High levels of learning are also critical to the success of a school. Whenever an amalgamation takes place, there's inevitably a lot of conversation at the senior administrative level regarding business items relating to amalgamation. Depending on how large scale the amalgamation is, student achievement eventually comes to the forefront. The question is, how long will this take? Schools using different practices from varying legacy divisions would now be in the same division or region. They must now come together with a unified approach to meet the education sector goals. Which approach is the better practice? What resources do we need to use to get this better practice? How much time will it take to get teachers that haven't used this better practice trained? Many conversations need to take place before there is a strategic stage even set for real learning. Using literacy as an example, Good Spirit School Division currently has a system approach as to how and when students are tested on reading. The division has built capacity for teachers and RTI teams to analyze data and make decisions to close gaps. Good Spirit School Division uses a tool called Fontes and Pinella to do this testing, and all elementary teachers are trained to use it. Other testing tools are used for literacy in the province. How long would it take to train our teachers to use someone else's, or teachers using something else to learn F&P? This is just a very small example of the huge decisions around student achievement that need to happen before schools pick right back up where they left off. Where would Kenora Junior Elementary School be leaving off? Using the GSSD literacy and intervention guidelines and with some freedom for making some things work locally, depending on individual school needs, we are happy to share that our fall 2016 testing period, 91% of our grade 3 students are reading at or above grade level. 52% of those students are reading at the exceeding grade level gradients. We have 44 grade 3 students. I want to thank you for your time today and for considering the positive impact of local elected representation on the board, the need to continue our work with the education sector strategic plan without disruptions, and for a central office that builds relationships with the staff, parents, and students. Thank you.
Nicely done, Roger. 7 minutes and 55 seconds.
Okay. 55 seconds over.